because all it's taking you is 1 out of 5 that you've got on the product. And many of you, how many of you get, if you sit them down and tell them the whole story about the product, how many of you get half the people to buy? Okay, a lot more. Okay, but I'm just giving you the bad result here. But we're talking 50 customers. Average sale is $100, even more in some of your areas. That means you're going to be making $2,500 a month or $30,000 a year by selling the product. That's exciting because that's something that anybody can do by just getting their distributor kit. I want you to think about this. How many businesses can you start, okay? I mean, if you were to just go out and start a little beauty salon, okay? Some little dinky beauty salon, how much would it cost? 20,000, 25 grand, could be 100 grand depending on the area and stuff like that, okay? Just a beauty salon we're talking about. Now they got to do all kinds of things. They got to have their sign up on the building. They've got to have some accountants to figure out what's going on. They probably hired a lawyer to get their contracts for their setup on their retail store. They got to keep inventory. They got to manage their employees. They got to write checks. They got to do all this stuff. And in most cases, write this down, 98% of most businesses go out of business within the first 1 or 2 years. So now we've got this woman that opened up this great little beauty salon, has invested all this money, okay? And the chances of going broke is very high, and she's got to do all these things. And all we're saying is you get a distributor kit, okay, for $100 lousy, which has got $100 of the stuff that you can use. And we're only going to tell you to talk to 10 people a day, and you make $30,000 a year. What a business!
Let me stop it right there. While I admit this person into the call. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the Do It 24 Crew Call, mid-month call. My name is Jerry Cooper, current Global Expansion Team member on my way to President's Team and beyond, and taking a whole lot of people with me. Super excited about what we got going on. Making $30,000 a year extra part-time. Type a 1 in the chat if you want to make an extra 30 bands this year. So just so I could see what's going on. Bet. Oh no. Right. Okay, cool. So this is the thing, right? Like he says, if you take 22 days out of the month, like he says, and talk to 10 people, because let's actually do this as of right now, right? How many days is left in a month? Or what's today? The 17th, 18th? Something like that? Somebody let me know. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it for sure. So today is the 18th, right? So we got what? 1 week, boom, 10. So you got about like 14 days left, right? And I already know, let's just do average, right? Out of the next 14 days, there's the weekend, right? So that's already 12. So, and then let's just take one more day, right? Just for a personal day, you know what I'm saying? So 9 more days, right? So imagine if we talk to, just think about this, right? Let's just really put this in perspective. If we talk to 10 people a day for 9 days out of the rest of the days this month, right? What was that, 90 people? Yeah, okay, bet. 90 people. If you talk to 90 people about their products right now, type the number of people you think you could get to say yes right now. If you talk to 90 people from now to the end of the month, let me see how many people you think you guys could get, right? I just want to see the number out of 90. If you talk to them about the products, if you showed them the whole shenanigans, you gave them a taste of the tea, you let them try to shake X, Y, Z, you showed them results. You know what I'm saying? You didn't did the deal, right? Out of 90 people, how many do we think we could get? Let me see what the numbers are. 18, so specific. 18, 20, a lot, at least 30, 22, 25, 25, 20, 20. Okay, bet. That's definitely less than half, right? Which is cool because obviously it's a game of numbers. You're not going to get everybody. What is it? Jim Rohn said, if you talk to 10 or talk to 10, get 1, talk to 10, get 2, talk to 10, get 3. If you really get really good, you can talk to 10 and get maybe 4. You have to be like super extraordinary to get 5, right? out of every 10. So if we talk to if we talk to 90 people out of the next 9 days, right? 10 a day out of the next 9 days that we're talking to people, not including whatever else we got going on, we see the average number, right, is around 20-ish, right? There's about 20. How many? All right, now that we know this, right? Now that we have this idea of how many people it would take for us to do that, who's willing to talk to 90 people between now and the end of the month? Type of 2 in the chat if you're willing and you're committed to talking to 90 people. If you're willing and committed to talking to 90 people, now remember, right? 90 people seems like a lot, but if you go 9 days of just talking to 10 people, how hard is it to talk to 10 people? Hey, what's going on? This and that. My name is Jerry, blah, 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 blah. Or my name is Marcus. My name is Amanda. My name is Jackie. I'm a health coach in the area. 90 people, right? 90 people, if you can get 20 people to say yes and they get on a $100 program, right? That's already 2,000 volume points. That's $1,000. Type a 3 in the chat if you need an extra 1,000 right now by the end of the month. Amanda's on it. 3 immediately. 3, damn it. All right, bet. So listen, I see. So this is the correlation, right? This is the correlation that I wanted to get at you guys. Some of you guys, well, really all of you guys, are saying that you guys need 1,000 more, 1,000 roughly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit more, like maybe a little bit less, whatever the case is. You guys are saying that you need $1,000 extra, right? And you know that you can more than likely get the $1,000 by talking to or getting 20 people to say yes to the products and getting on a basic program. To get the 20 people, you got to talk to 90. You guys want the $1,000, but aren't willing to talk to the 90. You see what I'm saying? Like, now that's where the problem lies within our business, because we want the results without doing the work, right? And I'm not saying you guys, like, I'm not included in that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not exempt. I'm not exempt from anything that I'm saying. I'm just the vessel in which is saying it. If we want the $1,000, talk to 90, 20 people say yes. Why aren't we willing to do that? Can somebody come off of mute? And not trying to put you on blast of why you're not willing to do that, right? But like, what's the mindset about why, if we know if we do this and we get this, we want this, why won't we do this? Can somebody come off
high? The number is too big.
Too big, right? So the number's too big. That's one, right? Does somebody else have an idea?
I say matter of how do you say? I can't even say it. What's that P word?
Prioritizing.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, prioritizing the actual number, the volume of people. Somebody else want to have something to add to that? Okay, if not, that's cool, right? So the volume and prioritizing, right? Now, I hear somebody off mute. I hear somebody that just came off mute. Who was that?
Yeah. I was gonna say, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'm driving, sorry. I was gonna say, what it honestly boils down to is you just don't want to do the extra work of self-doubt. Like, no one wants to hear no over and over again. So I think if we heard yes every single time someone said it, I think it would be so easy for us to do it. But
right.
Nobody wants to hear no. So I think that's the biggest obstacle that we face.
I hear type of 4 in the chat if you agree with Mark what you said, just so I can get a gauge on what we feel like. Okay, bet. So okay, I see a couple 4s in here. So if we're afraid of the no's, right? I'm just gonna say it. I probably heard no more than anybody on this call when it comes to Herbalife. I probably heard more no than everybody on this call. I challenge y'all to get 20 no's. Yeah, because this is the thing, right? The no's don't hurt me because my purpose is bigger than this person, right? My goal is bigger than just this one person to say. If this person says no to me, it doesn't discourage me, especially if you have other things to do. It feels like a waste of time to focus on such a large number. I understand that completely too. Yeah, for somebody that has a career, Michaela, that's studying, you know what I'm saying, dealing with kids, getting on Zoom calls throughout the day, I completely understand that answer, right? But going back to what I was saying, the no's don't hurt me, because for me, it's like, okay, I know that I have a goal. Remember I was talking about this last week, what's going to keep you going throughout 2020 when it gets tough? You know what I'm saying? So for me, right, that goal is to ultimately get to millionaire team, because I know that millionaire team is the level I want to be at. It's going to provide the financial security that I need for what I want to do in my life, right? So for me, if I know that millionaire team is the goal this year, this one person's no, that's a small part of the bigger picture, doesn't affect or sway the effort that I give when I'm trying to go after my goals. You see what I'm saying? Now that's just me, and that is a mindset thing. But if your goals are big enough, if they're that important to you, right? You got to understand that the no's are a part of the process. I was what? Who was on that call? Who's in the challenge? Or who's in the challenge? The bounce back challenge. You guys heard with Liz that video she was talking about, right? Yesterday, Inky Johnson. The process is what makes you, not the outcome, right? And I've actually heard that before. I actually heard Inky Johnson speak in person, right? And I remember the first time I heard that, it's the process that shapes you. It's the process that gives you character. It's the process that allows you to appreciate ultimately when you get to the goal. Because if it was just handed to you, you wouldn't appreciate. Like, I would tell you like this: if I was to just hit presidency in 1 year, I'm not gonna appreciate it as much as if I would have hit it in 5 years. Why? Because of the person that I had to become along the way, the things that I had to endure, the people that I had to speak to. You know what I'm saying? That ultimately built my armor up to where when people say no, I'm okay with that, because I got bigger dreams, I got bigger goals. You know what I'm saying? So if you say no, that's all right. And I try to let myself not overthink it. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to people, right? So again, we got to go out here and talk to 90 people, right? Not saying that we have to, right? But I'm actually going to try to make it a goal, right? I'm going to take it on myself because I want to show you guys the power of the volume of speaking to a lot of people. Now, I understand what that means, but that's why I say, right? We got like I said, 15, 16 days left in a month. Out of the 15, 16, I know that I'm not going to talk to 10 people every day out of the 16. So that's why I say 9, right? 9. How long do you think it takes to talk to 10 people in reality? How long do you guys think it does? Not that long, right? To talk to 10, like, you can get that done fast if you really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to talk to 10 people, you can get that done 30 minutes, an hour. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you want to have quality conversations. Now, there's a fine line between that, quality conversations and going overboard. You want to be right in the middle of that, right? But you could definitely talk to 10 people in about an hour, right? In taking time to search them, seek them out. Hey, what's going on? This is what I'm doing. Exchange contact info, Instagrams, phone numbers, whatever the case is, right? You can definitely do that. And not overthink it, having a conversation and talking to people about Herbalife like it's your favorite thing. So you guys know how it's like when you go to a super fire restaurant, or you go to a super fire, or you see a super fire movie and you telling your friends about it. Like, yo, I just seen this super fire movie. Like, I was just talking to Amanda and Tango about movies the other day. Like, yo, I was just on Netflix watching this movie. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? So if you treat your business, if you treat the products like that, right? If you talk about it like it's one of your favorite things, because honestly, it should be one of your favorite things, because there's no reason for you to be on a call every Monday at 7 p.m. to learn about the business if you're not serious about it, if it's not one of your favorite things, right? So when you talk to people, act like it's your favorite thing. And who cares about what people think about, especially when you first starting off? Because I remember when I was first starting off, people had this thing where it was, I don't want to put myself out there because I'm going to be a target. People are going to say X, Y, Z or whatever. Like, I never cared what people think, because I understood what I saw. You know what I'm saying? At 4% of your day. Thank you, Crystal, for that. Yes, an hour is only 4% of your day, right? So I don't care what people used to say about me, right? Or he posted on Instagram, he not about to really work out, he not about to stay with it, blah, 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 X, Y, Z, right? I never cared about that, because what I saw about what was possible inside of this business, when you talk to enough people, because at the end of the day, the business comes down to this: talking to enough people, bringing them in, getting them to buy into what we do, and teaching them the same thing, right? So if you talk to enough with enough intention over enough time with enough purpose, you will ultimately get to the goal that you truly want to, right? And I never cared about what people thought. I was never shy, because the shyness, I believe, comes from not enough belief in the business or the products. You know what I mean? Type a 5 in the chat if you agree with that, about being shy when it comes to talking about the business or talking about the products, because I understand how it could be like the mindset of somebody that still needs to lose weight, right? If you're still on your weight loss journey or whatever, and you're trying to get people to buy into the products and say, hey, I can help you lose weight too. I understand if you're not all the way to your journey. I understand that you might not necessarily have all of the confidence. Same thing for me, right? When I be talking to guys that are buffer than me, there's always a slight amount of doubt, a super slight amount of doubt. Like, is he gonna mess with this or not? Is they gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Is they gonna mess with it because the way I look? But you gotta remember that your progress, nobody can judge your progress about what you've done with the products, first and foremost. So if you lost 10 pounds and you need to lose 50, that's okay, because them 10 pounds happened because you started doing Herbalife. You can show somebody else how to lose 10. So I never let that little bit, or even when you're getting a client, right? Because I understand what it's like when you're not making the most money in Herbalife and you want to talk to people about the business, right? And you're like, I only made $100 last week, right? Or last month, whatever, right? Be excited about that person that you helped. And you can always say it like this: I made $75 last week by helping somebody, and I'm super fired up about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to make it like, oh, I make all of this amount of money doing the business. Like, no, I do this part-time and I help somebody get started and I made $75 off of it. Trust me, I'll take $75 right now. Right at this very moment, I will take $75 to help somebody out. So you guys gotta understand that it's not always about the big picture. It's about the little small wins that could get somebody started, because it's only about the small wins adding those up. Small numbers add up, as you guys heard, right? And so with all of that, you guys gotta understand that if we don't decide to talk to enough people, if we don't decide to learn more and start doing more personal development and everything like that, we're going to have to, first and foremost, let me say, what number are we on? 5, 6, type of 6 if you have a dream inside of Herbalife. If you have a dream inside of Herbalife, no matter what that may be, type of 6. Okay, bet, right? So this is a quote that I heard. If you don't magnify your skills, you're gonna have to modify your dreams. Go ahead and write that down. Go ahead and write that down. If you don't magnify your skills, you are going to have to modify your dreams. Nobody wants to modify their dreams. Nobody wants to have this. Okay, you guys all got your vision boards, right? What if I told you that you had to modify your vision board because you don't deserve that? You didn't work hard enough for that. Think about that. That's what you're saying that's ultimately what it comes down to when you're saying you're not trying to increase your skills. You're not trying to learn more. You don't want to go talk to more people. Now, I understand that there's time frames in where you necessarily can't talk to more people because of whatever, school, work, kids, XYZ, right? But in the time frames that we can, because everybody has time, some form of time, in the time frames that we can, when we're sitting in the house, when we're not doing too much, where we could be doing more productive things to get us ahead, right? Jared getting the nuggets tonight. Yeah, bet. You know, I tried to, you know what I'm saying? I try to do my best, right? And doing the things that we can do in the time frames that we can. If we choose not to do those things, we are going to have to modify our dreams. Because let me tell you what, you guys have heard the term, or not the term, but you guys have heard that said, what if it takes you 5 years to press? It won't be that bad. What if it takes you 10 years to hit press? It won't be that bad. What if it takes you 20 years to hit press? It won't be that bad. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something straight up, and not a lot of people will tell you this. If it takes you 20 years to get to press, it's going to be a little bad. Just a little bit. Just a little, because that's a long time. 20 years is a long time. I've been in 7 years already. I don't want to have to wait 13 more to hit press. That means I got to still wait more than half. I'm not even halfway. I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that. So the way I condense that is by doing more and talking to more people. Like I said last week, the marketing plan it doesn't recognize time. It only recognizes effort and numbers. So therefore, in turn, to get more numbers, we have to get more time. Or to get more numbers, we have to talk to more people, right? So like I say, modify our dreams or magnify our skills. And honestly, at the end of the day, it takes time to develop. It does take some amount of time to develop. You don't just know everything. Even a year in, some of you guys, type a 1 in the chat if you're a year or less. Type a 1 in the chat if you're a year or less. 1. Right. Okay. There's a bet. Okay, cool. Damn, that's a lot of y'all. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna tell you something. You're still a baby in the business, right? A year in. You're still a baby in the business. So you don't know everything. Even now, I don't know everything, right? I don't know everything about the business. I don't know all the experiences I'm going to have because, one, my organization hasn't reached large enough heights for me to experience that level. But also, two, there's people that's been in the business 40 years. So what's 7 compared to 40? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're still a baby in the business, but especially if you're a year, it takes time for you to develop. And you got to understand that your team is only going to develop just as much as you do, right? So you have to take it upon yourself to say, you know what? I got to be the best leader that I can. Because some of y'all got downline on here, right? Some of y'all got downline on here, and some of y'all are going to have to develop so your downline follows you, or right, your downline is going to pass you up. And some people can look at that as a bad thing. Some people can look at it as a good thing. But I'm personally going to say you don't want your downline to pass you up, because then you get blocked. And then getting blocked means you're missing out on money. And at the end of the day, we didn't sign up to not make money. So we're pretty much at the end of the day, it's just saying like, yo, let me stay on my P's and Q's. Because at the end of the day, right, as you develop, like your team is only going to develop just as much as you do. But if you continuously develop, if you continuously show up, your business is going to grow. And then organically, people are going to develop inside of the business without you developing anymore, because it's going to be that big. It's going to grow that organic. So it starts with somebody. If y'all hear that, don't worry about that. Right. That's just my son acting wild. Anyway, you're going to have to develop, and that's okay. But you got to understand that it's going to take effort. It's going to take for you to show up. It's going to take accountability. Right. And accountability is something that I'm still working on. Something that we should always continue to work on. Ask yourself, who are you inside of this organization, right? And I know, and when I say this organization, right, I know I'm some of y'all uplines, and I know I'm some of y'all not uplines, right? I'm some of y'all sidelines, and I'm some of y'all uplines, right? But at the end of the day, this is one organization, right? Because we're all working together. Who are you inside of this organization? Like, think about that. Who are you inside of this organization? And ask yourself, are you a leader? And when I say that, right, and it's not a slight to you if you think that if you're not a leader yet, because at the end of the day, you have to earn your stripes. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get to be a leader like that. Like, it just doesn't work like that. But ask yourself, are you a leader? Do you show up? Do you contribute? Do you do things when it's not ideal? Because you got to understand that before you're a leader, you have to be a soldier in the army. I think I forgot who I heard say that first, right? But you got to be one of the best soldiers in the army before you can get your own, before you can be a general, before you can be a lieutenant, right? So what does that mean? What does being the best soldier mean, right? It means ultimately starting off by having the best day ever. Somebody come off here and explain to me what their best day ever looks like. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to sleep, what does your best day look like? I'm gonna explain mine, and somebody can come off, right? I'm gonna explain mine, and somebody can come off. So my best day ever would probably look like this: wake up in the morning, make my tea, check the stuff online, right? Doing follow-ups, right? And as I'm starting to follow up, posting on Instagram, I'm getting a couple of orders in. You know what I'm saying? After my couple orders in, I would like to go work out. You know what I'm saying? And after working out, eat some really good food, and then go do some more work and get a couple more orders in, right? Then get on the team call with you guys, help a couple of distributors, hang out with my son, enjoy myself for the rest of the day. That will be my perfect day, right? So personal development, all that good stuff. So my point in saying it is that if you want to have the perfect day, you got to start doing it first, start living it, and then start teaching that to your people so they can be in flow. Because being in flow, how many of you guys know what it's like to be in flow when everything's just going for you? You posting, people are hitting you up, you get new distributors, you get new clients. You know what I'm saying? Like, you showing up, you got some good nuggets to say, you taking good notes, you applying it tomorrow, it's working, you seeing results, your abs are starting to come in, you dropping some fat. That's what I'm talking about, being in flow, right? Type of, what number are we on? 7? Type of 7 in the chat if you know what it's like to be in flow. And type of 8 in the chat if you want to get in flow. 7, 7, 7. Right? Okay, there. So getting in flow starts off with, first of all, having the best day ever, and then teaching that to others. So what is it going to take for us to start having the best day ever, right? Somebody come off of you and tell me what your best day ever sounds like. I'm calling on somebody. Raymond, let me hear you. Let me hear you. What your best day ever sound like?
Waking up, right on time, get to work my 10 hours, come home, get ready for the gym, work out, get my workout in, come back, take my post-workout shake, spend time with the family, with my kids, my wife, you know, get on Facebook, hit some people up, you know, and interact with people.
And getting
That's
some
pretty much-
orders in
and get
and making
get
some money. Right, definitely, for sure. Don't forget that part, for sure. Because again, money's not everything, but it's y'all on this call to make money. I'm gonna assume, right? And somebody else come off of you and tell me what your best day ever looked like.
I'll go.
Yes.
Stephanie here, current world team member. All right, my best day ever looks like waking up not too early, probably about 8 a.m. That's good enough for me. Shaking tea, that's a must. I need some energy. Definitely like meditating or playing some music to get my vibes right, like get me in the mood. Putting on some PD, working out, and then getting in my follow-ups and all that stuff. So I would take care of me first. That way I could pour into everybody else, and then, you know, have them orders coming in, and then take my baby to the park or something, you know, just pretty much doing what I want to do for the rest of the day. And yeah, and that's all I can think of so far.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Definitely, no problem. Can we get one more person that want to come off mute? Mark, I see you with the post. What is that? Aloe. I see you with the aloe, Mark. Somebody else want to come off of mute? Somebody that we don't usually hear from. No. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from you.
I won't talk.
No, I'll just play. We will hear from you, but I would like to hear somebody that doesn't usually speak,
I'll
like
go last.
Erica, Taki. Can we get Erica? First of all, Erica, who are you? First of all, who is your sponsor? Who are you?
Hi guys, my sponsor's Amanda.
Nice. Okay, so bet. What's your position in the business?
I'm a distributor. I'm just getting started a few months now, so I haven't hit anything just yet, but it's been just kind of tough for me because I do work full time. I don't work 10-hour shifts, but I do work full time. But I've been trying to basically just like get better at finding like those times during the day where I can log on and I can get into like our group chats on Telegram and stuff like that. So I would like to get my order numbers up. And my ideal day just kind of looks like waking up at 6:30, 7 a.m., going into work for 8-9 hours sometimes, and then getting off, trying to make these calls, working out when I can, and just basically just like trying to learn more about the business.
Got you.
And keep up with you guys.
What do you do for work?
I work in a veterinary hospital. I'm a veterinary technician.
You sound very important. Okay, bet. So is there anybody, so when we say getting more orders in, right? What are some of the things? So I'm only doing this with her because she's new, right? She says she's new. She's been in not that long. She's a distributor, right? Do you have the ability to talk to people have you done face-to-face?
Not much.
So let me just give you a tip, right? So we're not going to go into a whole training like this because, you know, I know I manage a sponsor, so I know she knows what the deal is. But I think one of the big things about getting started and getting your buzz going is not solely doing social media, right? I'm assuming you have social media and you post, right? Okay, bet. I think the biggest thing in which creates the sticky factor with people is face-to-face, right? And so I know it's COVID. I know the vid is out there, right? But if you're going to work, if some of you guys are going to work still, showing up to the actual physical location, like I am, like Stephanie is, Erica is, I don't know. That's your last name, Stephanie. Okay, bet. I could have sworn that her name was Erica. Okay, bet, for sure. So just like Erica is, right? You guys can do face-to-face at work, right? And now I know that I know there might be a policy at work, like don't be trying to sell stuff at work or whatever, right? I know it might be like that, right? But considering that you might be around these people all the time, right? Because I'm gonna tell you guys something. I've gotten at least one person at every one of my jobs that I've worked at. at least one person at every job they've got on products, right? Because why? I'm in there doing just like I'm supposed to be doing. I'm drinking tea, I'm drinking shakes, I'm popping, I'm looking at people while I'm shaking up the tablet box while looking at people like, yeah, you hear this? You want to know what's in here? All these different color tablets. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing all that kind of stuff to get people interested in what I do. And obviously, right, with the way that I look, it reflects that I do what I do, right? And when I say the way that I look, that doesn't mean Jerry Cooper, right? But that means having progress. So if you lost 10 pounds, the way you look is you losing weight. You looking good. What you been doing? Or I'm gaining weight. You know, whatever the case is, you filling out that shirt, like you filling out the back of them pants really good, girl. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, whatever y'all be saying to each other, right? Have those results. But what I'm saying is that I'm always doing things to possibly be ready to acquire clients, whether it be at work, whether it be at the store, whether it be I'm going out, I'm doing laundry, whether I'm going to the Chipotle line. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear my button so much in the Chipotle line, they know me as the Herbalife guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be doing things like that so people can know that's what you do. And so you can always have the opportunity to acquire people, because at the end of the day, you guys, we got to understand that we have an everyday opportunity with the business, right? We have an everyday opportunity to make money. We have an everyday opportunity to not be broke. We have an everyday opportunity to change somebody's life. We have an everyday opportunity to feel good about what we do to impact somebody, because our income is only a correlation to the impact that we make in the marketplace. So the more impact that we can make, the more income that we can get. And we have the chance to do that every single day, right? So that's why mask to mask, you're hella funny stuff. Mask to mask. So that's why I say it's important. So again, right? If we want the extra $1,000, it's going to take for us to get 20 people on the basic program. That was the average of how many people it was going to take out of talking to 90, right? So for Erica, right, let's just say her goal was to start talking to, you know, and obviously this could be modified based upon your schedule at work, right? Now everybody's going to be able to have 9 days to go out and talk to people, whatever the case is, right? But let me say this, some of the people at your job can count as one of the 90. You know what I'm saying? The people that, like I say, the places that you normally go to, right? And this is the place where you build the rapport, you build the confidence, because you should be wearing your button everywhere you go. People know that's what you do, right? So the laundromat, places that you go purchase food at, the grocery store, your gym, if you are still able to work out outside or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Places that you normally go, your job, things like that. Those are places that you can start outside of talking to random folks. But like I said, and like I've been saying recently, it's going to take for people that you don't know outside of your circle for you to grow exponentially inside the business. Tago, I want to hear you go. I didn't want to, forget you and whatnot.
Oh, so you want to hear me talk now? Okay. All right. My good day would look like, so I'm an early bird, so I wake up at 6, go to the gym by 6:37, pop my lift off, just straight to the head. As I wake up or as I'm working out, I get an order in. So like it's just automatic, like an order just comes in. I would make my day like anybody else's. After that, probably get done with the gym, check my phone, follow up, kind of place some orders. Post-workout meal, play some music, dance. That's usually what I do. Usually it's with my post-workout meal. Then go hoop, shoot, go see some of the family, kick it with some of the folks, and then eat some great food, nice. I just want to eat and work out, see some people, get some orders in. So that would be my day.
Nice. Definitely, for sure. And so when I say I want you guys to imagine your perfect day, is because when you have your perfect day, everything's going right for you. You know what I'm saying? So that means you're more willing to do things, right? And so I know a perfect day for me wouldn't necessarily be going to work, because for me, I want my work to be Herbalife, right? I want my work to be that where I'm doing it full time. Not everybody has that goal to be Herbalife full time. Type 8, are we on 8? 9. Type a 9 in the chat if you want to do Herbalife full time. Just so I can get a gauge on people, right? 9. Erica, you don't want to be a veterinary tech? No, you want to do Herbalife full time? Nice. Okay, nice. Okay. And Raymond, even though he said he worked 10-hour days, listen, dog, I don't know what job you got. Listen, you might love your job, but I know nobody want to go do something for 10 hours a day, every day.
I got a pretty laid back job. I'm an inspector, so I just inspect a lot of stuff, and it's not bad.
Right. Okay. Bet full-time income, but still doing my stuff. And that's the beauty. And that's the beautiful thing about it, Michaela, is that when you do when you can get to Herbalife, or not can get to Herbalife, you can get to a point in Herbalife, a place in Herbalife to where you have the option to say, you know what, I really actually enjoy what I do. So I'm either going to quit or continue to do it because of the joy, not out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people, like I say, some people be teachers, some people are chefs, some people, listen, we got chefs on here right now, right? I guarantee probably more than likely, right? I don't just want to assume. So let me just say 50% on this, right? That if you make president's team money, you might still be doing stuff like that, but probably not as much, because why? It's not out of necessity. It's out of joy, right? Now I'm really doing the things that I truly want to do. Like Jackie, you might want to have another girls' night and get down and start dancing. You know what I'm saying? You might want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But no, the reason why I say that the full time, right? So I see a lot of full times on here. I'm not going to count, but it seems like a lot of you guys out here want to be full time Herbalife distributors, right? And obviously, what comes with full time is the income, the power of choice, the power of flexibility, the power of freedom, right, and everything like that. So let me ask you guys something. Going back to the beginning of the call. If you want to be full-time Herbalife, depending on your situation, could be anywhere from 2.5 global expansion team to millionaire team, right? Depending. Or it could be world team if you're just a super retail monster. Not necessarily stable, but could be world team. Jackie, be a paraplegic. Yeah, we talked. You guys are crazy. So like I'm saying, right? If you guys know that the full-time income is what it's going to take, and we're all clear that the full-time income security comes from the check, right? We understand that, right? Are we clear on that? We want the bigger, we want the fat. Okay, so let me just put this, so because some of you guys might not know, right? The retail money is awesome. You definitely always want to retail. Retailing will never go out of style. It's never bad making $100 right there on the spot, right? But after a certain point in your career, in your Herbalife career, I want to make this very clear, is that I'm just now starting, maybe over the past 6, 7-ish months, making more money on the check than I do retail over the past 6, 7 months, right? So my point in saying that is that at a point in your Herbalife career, you are hustling, you are getting hella clients, you are doing the deal, you are getting, you know what I'm saying, super high volume. I'm not saying don't do high volume. I'm not saying don't shoot for that no matter what. But what I am saying is you do want to get to a point in your Herbalife career to where your check surpasses your retail income, because then that creates security and you're not working as hard because you did the work on the front end. You're not working as hard, but you're getting the way more gains on the back end. You see what I'm saying? So my point in saying that is, if you want to get to that point to where your check is higher than your retail income, there is going to have to come to a point to where you sponsor distributors into your business. And to sponsor distributors in your business, sometimes it might take for you to go ahead and do the 10 people a day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might take for you to do the 10 people a day. Takesha, I see that Gucci sweatshirt and I see that's super killer. I just seen it right now. I see you. Like, keep going. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying though, 10 people a day, sometimes it might take that. Even though you don't want to, even though you might be scared, even though you don't want to hear no, even though you might be tired, I'm saying to you right now, if your sponsor doesn't say it, if your upline doesn't say it, Jerry Cooper is here to tell you it might take 10 people a day sometimes. more times than not, right? And so when I say, are you willing to do the 10? Some of you guys said you're not willing to do the 10. But some of you guys want to be full-time. Some of you guys want to live the life of your dreams. Some of you don't want to have to modify your dreams. Then I'm going to have to tell you, it's going to have to be one or the other. Is that talking to 10 people verbally or listen, in person, okay, in person, because I didn't talk to a lot of people on DMs, and yes, that does work. And I'm like I said, I built my business. Okay, let me just disclaimer, right? I built my business from the ground up on social media. I didn't talk to people in person because I just wasn't doing that, right? But there gets to a point, FaceTime is also right. But to me, right, to FaceTime somebody, you got to know them to a certain extent, which means that you have to probably talk to this person. You know what I'm saying? You have to get that person to be like, yes, I'm comfortable FaceTiming you. You know what I'm saying? So to acquire that person to say, yes, let's FaceTime it, you might have talked to this person outside, you might have DM'd them, whatever the case is, but it's the acquisition that gets the FaceTime. Like nobody's just down to FaceTime off the rip. You know what I'm saying? You ever meet somebody say, hey, you want to FaceTime? Do I know you? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to, even people I know, I don't always be trying to FaceTime them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to get the FaceTime, you have to do the acquisition. So, okay, back to what I was saying. Yes, I've talked to hella people, or I built my business from the ground up on social media at first, right? I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't do wellness profiles in person. I wasn't having people come over to the house for shakes. I wasn't doing fit clubs, none of that stuff. I was just doing Instagram, right? Snapchat, a little bit of Facebook, right? That's what I was doing at first. But again, there's a certain point to where that is only going to get you so much. Because again, I don't just got the juice like that on social media, right? And when I mean got the juice, I mean that people just ain't in they're not in my DMs just hitting me up, Coop, let me get some of that. Let me get that probiotic. Let me get that tea. Let me get that shake. They're not in my DMs doing that, which means I don't have the juice. Type. Okay, we back to one. Type of one in the chat if you just got the juice like that. Type of one if you got people in your DMs hitting you up, blowing you up. I need this and that and the third. Type of one in the chat if that's you. I don't see no ones. So my point in saying that is, if that's not you, yes, you can get clients on social media. Yes, you can get distributors off social media. Yes, and I'm not saying don't do social media. I'm not killing social media because this is a great tool. But you will have to talk to people in person. You have to. Like, I want that to be clear to you guys that is the reality, that you will have to talk to people in person. Don't think that you won't. Because if you don't think that you will have to, if you think you don't have to, you'll always be continuously hovering around where you're at right now. You know what I mean? Who wants to be where you're at for the next 3 years? Type a 2 in the chat if you want to be in the same position in the next 3 years. Hell no. Okay, so if it's a hell no I'm sure for the rest of y'all it's a hell no too, because I'm saying I'll be disappointed if I'm here for the next 2 years. Global expansion team for the next 2 years, it's not good enough, right? It's not good enough. I got bigger goals than that. But what I'm saying is that if you don't understand that it's gonna take more, right? It's gonna take the more in person, right? And like I'm saying, and I know, like I said, I know COVID's around, but people are still outside shopping. People are still going to the mall. People are still going to the grocery store. People are still doing things. So do your distance, whatever makes you feel safe, do it. But like I'm saying, it's going to take the in-person for it to happen. So going back to what I was saying is that if we know that we need to talk to 10 to get to a higher place, how many days out of the month can we talk to 10 people? Because we already done said, we're not here. We're not on this. Madi, you wasn't on the call in the beginning. So let me ask Madi. If you knew Madi, and I don't want to just single it out, but she wasn't on the call earlier. Would you be willing to talk to 90 people between now and the end of the month? 90 people. Would you be willing?
I mean, I'd be willing, but to get it done is an ixnay on the no, that's a no-go.
Right. Okay. Not
gonna happen.
So that thank you. I appreciate that. Right. So not to single her out to say, oh, she's not willing to do it, whatever the case is. But like I said, we all got goals on here. We all want to be the the people we see in Herbalife, the super famous people, not because of what we see, but because of the lifestyle, right? I guarantee you, if you would have asked Style, will you talk to 10 people a day? He said, I'm talking to 25. I guarantee if you would have asked Garen Jones, are you talking to 10 people? I'm talking to 25. Nicole Aiken, Celeste Richmond, Super Mario, Stephen Crawford, Annie Buffins. Y'all know them people? I be seeing y'all in their likes. I see y'all in their likes. That means that if you know that they live a certain lifestyle, and we all in the same industry, it's the same opportunity, same business. It's the difference between you and them is what you do, right? So if you want to have that lifestyle and you understand that it takes talking to 90 people, why aren't we willing to do it? Because I'm more afraid of not what's gonna happen versus the no's. I would be damned if I sit here in 2 years and I'm still at Global Expansion Team because I was scared to talk to people outside. I'm not willing to take that chance. You see what I'm saying? I'm a risk taker. I take risks, but that's too big of a risk for me to take. Let me just not talk to people so I can just stay right here. No, I'm cool, right? Let me just not do that. Let me just sit in the house all day. And I'm not saying, like I said, I understand that some of us got work, some of us got kids, some of us got school, some of us got other things going on to where Herbalife can't be the super main focus all the time. But what I want you to understand is that sometimes one day, some of us got at least one day a month to talk to 10. One day? Because again, if our goal is to annualize our goals, right? If our goal is to get 100 new people, right, in the year, it's going to have to take at least 10, 15 people a month of us talking to for them to say yes. You guys get what I'm trying to say? So ultimately, my whole point of all of this is for you guys to understand is that we have to do more work. That's it. And that's simple. We have to do more work and be more intentional about it because I'm looking on this call, right? And I remember when I was a young buck. I remember when I was young, when I first started the business and I really wasn't tripping like that. Like, yeah, I'm 21, I'm 22, I'm 23, whatever, right? Dude, I'm about to be 29 next month. It's getting real for me. I'm a grown man in this. I'm a grown man in this thing, right? So that means I need to start making grown man moves and start living that grown man life. And my grown man life looks like that. My grown man life looks like I can do what I want. My grown man life looks like not driving to work every day. My grown man life looks like raising my son on my terms, how I want to, without asking for help. You know what I'm saying? Without having to make arrangements. I'm at my mom's house right now in Sacramento. I brought my son out here right now. As y'all can see, it's not my room. I ain't got the marquees. You know what I'm saying? I got my son here because I have to go to work tomorrow, right? So that's enough motivation for me to say, you know what? I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to have to keep dropping him off and saying bye and seeing that look on his face and him being like, where are you going? Listen, it kills me on the inside to just keep doing that. But I understand that that's the circumstances right now, but I'm in control of what my future looks like by the things that I do today. I'll give one today for 2 tomorrows because for who I am to be, I'm becoming right now. So that means that if I talk to 10 people today, what will my tomorrow look like? What will my next week look like? What will my next month look like? You know what I'm saying? If I talk to 10 today and I boost my volume by 1,000 more volume points, I'll get to the 3,500 volume point level, right? 3,500 volume points means that I get the bonus. The bonus means more income. More income means I could do more things for my life. You see what I'm saying? So it all starts with me making a decision to say, let me do more and let me not be afraid of the outcome. Let me be afraid of what won't happen if I don't do it. You guys understand? You guys, are you guys feeling me? That's just me though, right? Some of you guys might not have that biggest, you might not be playing at that biggest stake. And if you're not, that's okay. That's okay if you're not playing at that biggest stake. But I advise you guys to figure out something that's going to make you do those things. That's going to make you think that way. That's going to force you to do more when you don't want to. I highly suggest that you think of something like that, right? And again, if you haven't written it down, think about it. What's going to keep you going all 2021 when you don't want to? Write it down, think about it. Mine's just right outside the door. That's what's going to keep me going all 2021 and pretty much for the rest of my days. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't figured that out for yourself, it don't got to be your kids. If you have them, it don't got to be your parents. It don't got to be nothing. It has to be something. It could be I want to get the new Lamborghini truck. It could be that. If that's what's gonna get you up in the morning, make it that. I want to own my own gym. I want to be able to work out at 10 a.m. every day without having to go to work. I want to be able to open a nutrition club and serve my community. Whatever the case is, whatever is going to make you get up in the morning and grind when you don't want to, get up when it's cold, talk to people when you don't want to talk to them, get on calls when you don't want to get on them, apply the knowledge even though you're tired and want to watch Netflix or whatever the case is, whatever's going to make you do, I need you to figure it out, because all of us need each of us and each of us need all of us. And I would hate for some of us to succeed and some of us not to, because some of us decided to do less than others. And we all have the opportunity to do as much as we want. So at the end of the day, all questions is good questions though. So I know that, we had questions last week about people not necessarily being so confident and talking to people. So I just want to open it up right now for anything, for anybody got to say about anything, in any form, whether it be about the business, getting clients, distributors, whatever the case is. And yeah. Oh yeah, the whole point of the mid-month call is track your goals and where you're at right now. I forgot to say this the whole time. Whatever your goals were at the beginning of the month, right? I know mine was 5K, right? So for example, mine was 5K, 157 points a day, right? It's mid-month right now. Track where you're at right now for your goals. Are you halfway? Are you more than halfway? Are you less than half, right? Track your goals and think to yourself and be honest about what level of effort have you been given through the first 17 and a half days of 2021. Be honest about your effort. And if it's not good enough, dude, turn it up. Turn it up. And even if it is good enough, turn it up some more. Because if your goal was 2,500 and you do 4,000, I don't know a soul in the world that's going to be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So track your goals of where you want to be at the end of the month, where you're currently at, the effort that you gave through the first 17 days, and what you can improve on. So we already know for the majority of the call, talking to more people is one thing that we can develop and work on. That's one thing that we can do, right? Where are the other areas, right? Obviously, everybody's not in my downline. So I can't say, whatever. I can't look in your business and see whether it be, oh, you're lacking personal volume, you're lacking distributors, you're lacking preferred members, whatever the case is, whatever. I can't say for everybody, right? But it takes you to be a business owner to say, where am I lacking in my business and where can I improve? And who can I ask for help in those areas that need it, right? So for example, right, like I said, we're all an organization, right? Yeah, I know if I'm looking to start a satellite club, I'm going to ask Amanda. If I'm if I need donuts, if I need a donut recipe, listen, how do I make these donuts? I'm going to ask Amanda. That's just what I'm going to do, because she's killing it as far as the donuts, right? If I need to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, work out more, work out better, I need workouts so I can get better results, I'm going to ask Tango, because his results is retarded, right? If I need to get right on a prep and I need to do some stuff, I'm going to ask Mark, because Mark been on prep before. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, like where can I improve? Who can I ask? If I, just being aware, because awareness is key. Ultimately, at the end of the day, like I say, all questions are good questions. If we got no questions, that's going to be the end of the call today, my friends. Guest speaker. Go ahead.
Sorry. So this is my first year, with Herbalife. Do we get a 1099 or what exactly do we get regards to that?
So we actually
and how do we get it?
So what you're gonna need is a it's gonna be a 1099. It's not gonna be a W-2. It's gonna be a 1099. And it's gonna be a 592. So a 1099 and a 592 for your federal and state taxes. I don't know which one is for which, but ultimately you'll need both, right? And at the end of the day, depending on how much money you made as well. So I know if you're a year in, I'm not saying you didn't, I can't say, right? But typically you're not going to really get that much tax taken or whatever the case is if you haven't made a lot of money. So, but you will get a, have you been getting checks? Have you got checks? Okay. So did you put your social security number in when you signed up? Okay. So that means that they will be looking to get some money back from you because they was paying you all the money, right? So like I said, just look out for your 590. So you're going to need a 592 and a 1099, and then how you file is going to be up to you and your tax person. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be the 592 and the 1099 for sure. And then
Is it mailed to me? Will it get mailed to me?
yeah, all those things get mailed to you. Yeah, so
Okay.
don't worry about it. Yeah. It should be coming soon. So it's gonna say, so one is gonna be pretty much how much money you made in checks in the last year. I think that's maybe the 592, and then the 1099 is like some other stuff I forget. I'll show you guys mine whenever I get it, because that'll be the best example for you know, somebody that's made a couple dollars in Herbalife. Any other questions?
I got one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So my family owns a restaurant, and different people come in there every day. So I think that would be a good opportunity to expose people to like Herbalife, but I'm not always able to talk to those people. So I was thinking, like, have any of you guys tried like business cards or anything? Like when you're not able to talk to people face to face?
I haven't personally tried business cards.
I think Jack, you don't have business cards.
Yeah, can you come off? Can anybody that has done business cards come off and just speak on that a little bit?
I guess it's just is again depending on the person, and I know a lot of times I've heard like if you use a business card, people sometimes don't even look at them; they'll stick them in their purse and whatever, and you may not even hear from them. But I did order some, and I've given some out. Only heard back from one person, but it was a no-go. I also gave a business card out to a lady in the store last week due to the jacket. Still haven't heard from her. And as we were on this call, I was writing down notes and I was thinking about the business cards. Because where I live at, there, it's an apartment complex. And so the mail room, I was thinking like maybe sitting some cards out there because I see a lot of people that's sitting there, Mary Kay cards out there and, Avon, things like that. So I was like, okay, I'll just put a couple out here and see what happens after that. So, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Definitely. Michaela, you got a question or you had on the business
Yeah, I
card?
have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so just really quickly, I know we've had this conversation also before about just talking to people, talking to 10 people. I know you mentioned before, like when you go to the store, or wherever you go, a lot of the times you're like, hey, you look like, you usually start, that's how you say you look like this. That's why, type thing. But what if you see, like, how do you start a conversation with someone who doesn't look like something? You know what I mean? Like who you can't like start that off with. So like, what do you say to like
Somebody that like really needs help.
Yeah, I guess.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
For instance, for today, I'm sorry to cut you off, but and it was on my mind, but I didn't even. I was in physical therapy today, and there was this young kid. I mean, big guy. I mean, I don't know what his deal was, but he was in there working on his legs and, some things like that. I'm sitting there as I'm getting ice, and I'm thinking like, damn, he needs help. He needs help. But it's like, I don't want to like approach him and make it seem like, dude, you're big. You need to get on Herbalife. And so I didn't even approach him because I just didn't know how to approach that situation and didn't want him to feel like, so.
Right. That's actually a really good question because I know that in my time of doing Herbalife, I'm pretty much just gonna, as I'm looking on the call, I'm looking and I'm probably the most eldest person here when it comes to the years in the business. So when I say that is that, yes, I've definitely ran into a lot of people that you're like, damn, I need to help this person or they need help. You know what I'm saying? And what I noticed at first, right, is that I would actually shy away from those kind of people because I would be like, Jackie, just like you said, I don't want to offend them. I don't want them to think that I'm saying that they, X, Y, Z. But listen, though, let me keep it true. This is what I realized, right, is that people understand that when you're like, how am I trying to say this? People know that they're fat at the end of the day, right? If you're fat, you know that you're fat, right? It's not like somebody's like, and I'm not saying it bad because this is the thing. I just want to say as a disclaimer, right? Disclaimer that when people say, oh, that's a buff person, that's not looked at as wrong. You know what I'm saying? Obviously they know that they're buff. We can see that they're buff, right? Or they're tall. We see that they're tall, skinny, whatever this thing is, right? There's this thing about when it comes to fat that people don't want to say fat, right? Let's just be transparent and real. listen, we know that you have fat on your body, right? I'm not saying that you're a fat person, you just got fat on your body. That's how I like to say it, right? And you know it, and I know it. So it's not like it's oh my God, you're offending me. No, me and you both know. So the mindset for me is I would be selfish to not speak to this person because my thing is this, right? And I know it takes kahunas to go up to people that look like that, right? But you got to remember that that person, put yourself in their shoes. They might be seriously looking for somebody to be like, or something, not necessarily somebody, something, a sign to say, just somebody come over here and help me. But a lot of the times, because of the way they look, they might just be super ashamed and not really bring it up and just be like, oh, I'm just going to be like this, blah, 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 right? Until you come along.
And what do you say? Like, what do you say to them? That's what I'm saying. Like,
so what's the actual terminology
when
I
you
would say?
approach, like the 10 people, you
I can't
approach.
tell you. I can't tell you exactly what I've said over the past years, but I'm just gonna be straight up. Like I'm just gonna introduce myself as to what I do, and like I said, the most best way is the passive way. I'm not gonna say the best way. A great way is the passive way to say, hey, my name is, so for, I'm just gonna say me. Hey, my name is Jerry Cooper. I'm a health coach in the area. I'm trying to build a community of healthy people. I don't know if you guys remember me saying this, right? I'm looking to get 100 before and afters this year to add to my portfolio, right? Do you, sir or ma'am, you know anybody that would benefit from what I'm doing, right? Now, that's the passive way. And this person might be like, hey, look at me. I've actually done this with somebody before. Actually, the most recent person that I've done this with, I said this to them and they're like, what you skipping over me for? You skipping over me? Like, I don't need help. Like they made it a thing like, you see I'm fat. So why you ain't talking to me about this? You know what I'm saying? It was actually a dude that I used to work with, right? So that was the passive way to say it because that gives them an opportunity to say, yeah, me. Or they might be like, yeah, actually, I know some people. Okay, there's that way. And then you can say, listen, if you have the kahunas, if you're not like super afraid, like, listen, sir, ma'am, whatever the case is, I'm a health coach. I'm helping people lose weight or get in shape, feel healthy. You don't got to necessarily say weight. You can say get health results. That's a little less abrasive, right? I'm helping people get health results, right? Versus I'm helping people lose weight. You trying to say I'm fat? No, I'm helping people get health results. I'm helping a lot of people get health results. I was wondering if you could help and support me and my small business in getting people health results. And at the end of the day, the worst they're gonna say is, "What you trying to say? I'm fat." You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, no, man, I'm just trying to help everybody. I'm just trying to help everybody. You know what I mean? And then, right, you can show them photos of. Not saying you, Michaela, but you can show them photos of how you used to be before. You can show them photos of other people that you've helped. You can show them other people's results to, soften it. But at the end of the day, people are gonna be offended by whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily worried about their feelings. I'm more focused on the goal, the purpose. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. So if your feelings get hurt in the process of me trying to help people, I wasn't being disrespectful. I wasn't saying that you a fat slob. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying none of that stuff. I want to help you, dude, at the end of the day. So, or ma'am, whatever the case is. So that's how I'm approach it. And I think it all starts off with going to your first person that looks like they really need help to break their ice.
Right. Yeah, that was helpful. I'm gonna try that this week. Thank you.
Definitely, for sure.
So Ray, Madi put like in the chat like some tax information too. If you look in the files of the Do It 24 crew chat.
Yeah, she did, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, just go ahead and look in the files, bro, and then it's in there. Does anybody else got any other questions about anything? No, it's all good. Okay, bet. So we're gonna have a guest speaker next
Yo,
week.
is LEW this weekend?
JKO is this weekend. Okay, he's frozen. JKO, yes. JKO is this weekend for sure. So if you are COVID free, if you've been testing COVID, if you want to get around, you know what I'm saying? Get with your downline, get with your sidelines, get with some people if if you guys feel safe, obviously let's be, let's take the proper precautions or whatever. But like I say, it's always better when you do events with people versus just doing it by yourself, right? So that's this weekend. You can start registering tomorrow, right? Oh, I see what I did the 19th because today is MLK Day. Okay, bet for sure. Duh. Anyway, you can start registering tomorrow for the event this weekend. It's also double volume this month for LDW in April. Don't forget that. So double volume this month for LDW qualifications, right? We have a guest speaker either next week or EOM. I'm not sure. I'm figuring it out. I have a couple people in mind. So for those of you that like to hear, or for those of you that have certain people that you guys would like to hear from, go ahead and send those suggestions to your upline, and we can try to figure that out as far as getting people on the call. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who I want to hear; it's about who we want to hear. So if we all have some suggestions about who we want to hear on the call, send it to your upline. Your upline will send it to me. I have some. You have some. Which you got some suggestions? Is that what she said? I got some suggestions. Okay, cool. Send it to your upline, please. JCO this weekend, double volume for LDW this month, right? Send your upline about who you would like to hear on the call. Other than that, you guys, like I say, just really track where you're at as far as this month about on your goals, reevaluate what you've been doing, and let's get to it for these last 15, 16-ish days, whatever the hell it is. And let's start off and let's end 2021, not in 2021, in the first month of 2021, really good, because it's going to be another spark coming up next month, and it's going to be sparked coming up until the beginning of summer, right? So because you got to remember that everybody's not, that new me, new year, right? And then there's the people that's like, okay, I'll get right in February, I'll get right in March, right? So those people are continuously starting to come up, right? So it's on you to capitalize on the situation by putting yourself in positions by saying, hey, look at me, I help people, look at my results, look at what I've done, look at the products, this might help you, this might help that, blah, 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 blah. Here's the business opportunity. Oh, you want to sign up, you want to make extra income, let me show you how. Put yourself in positions to win so you can capitalize when those opportunities present themselves. Other than that, you guys, because there's no answer or because there's no more questions, it's all good. And that's going to be the end of the call, you guys. So let me go ahead and stop